And going around this corner again, stays nice and planted. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the all-new 2022 Genesis G80 Prestige. First and foremost, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Genesis of Linden here in Utah for giving me some time with this G80. Check out the inventory in the description down below. This one is available for sale right now if you're interested. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 22 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 300 horsepower and then 311 pound-feet of torque. And I love how they emphasize the fact that it's turbocharged with the big turbo logo. Now let's go over the front end of this G80. Now I'm going to butcher this name, but this is finished in Makalu Gray. Sorry about probably mispronouncing that. But anyways, you can see that it really accentuates the body lines of the G80. Now it's got our Genesis logo front and center. We've got a sensor here that kind of matches with the grille. Camera down below that. And then you can see here with the daytime running lights and the headlights super sharp with the appearance. Parking sensors here on the front end as well. You can see it integrated into the grille. And then also the little bits of chrome trim throughout and then also on the bottom. And definitely has that nice stately look to it. Coming around the side here, I've got two 45mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and then two 75mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the back. And look at the intricate design here with the wheel. It is pretty crazy if you ask me. Now, I love how they have the turn signal indicator here on the side. It's just really cool with the appearance. You can see what that looks like. Notice the mirrors are body painted. We've got chrome trim here around the windows, and then you can see the trim there on top of the door handles as well. And then, try not to trip over this curb, but there's your full side view. Now here's our key fob. We have our remote start function, lock, unlock, and then this is for our parking assistance, and then this is to open up the trunk and then to turn the lights. Now the parking assistance, it just moves it backwards and forwards at a very slow rate to help you squeeze into tight parking spaces. It does have safety systems so you don't accidentally run stuff over or anything like that, but pressing that, it'll open up the trunk. Notice it pops all the way open, and you can see here with the storage space on the side with the net. Notice we got our Genesis logo there in the center. And then you can see we got a spare tire underneath. And this is a pretty large car, and it's got a large cargo area as well. And then when you're all done, you don't have to lower it yourself. This is a luxury car. You just press that button and it pops right down. Now let's finish things up with the rest of the rear. So first off, you guys can see here how this is kind of like molded to make it pop up a little bit. Love the taillights here with the G80. And it's got the Genesis logo. We got our 4-wheel drive badge. Parking sensors there at the bottom. Coverings here for the exhaust tips. And then you guys can see the rest of the trim here at the very bottom. And, well, there's the rear. Now here's the door panel in the rear. You guys can see here with the sunshade, and then notice the wood trim down below. You can see the leather trim down below that, and look at the controls, definitely nice from an aesthetic perspective. We have our Genesis logo, and then here are the back seats. So again, you can see perforated here with the leather, and just look how comfy those seats look. Now popping in, look at that, legroom. Headroom's great as well. Got a little storage pocket here, got some vents here with the climate controls. Notice heated seats, and then this is for the sunshade for the rear passengers. Got some cup holders here, more storage space. Lots happening, that is for sure. And oh, you can also lift this up if you want to get it out of the way. Let's head to the front. Also, look at that! We got some controls for this, so you can move this person out of the way. Yeah, that's right. This person, more important than that person, I guess. Now let's officially head to the front. Now here is the front door panel. You can see again with the wood trim, and then notice the leather down below. Love the look of all the window controls. The mirrors do power fold in. They also have blind spot monitoring. And look at the speaker for the sound system. That is cool from a design perspective. Again, Genesis logo. And then here's the front seat. Notice perforated all down the center. You got your power adjustments here. We have our massaging seat function. And then you can see here with the pedal layout. And then also got our auto stop start here with the stability control, parking brake, and then more wood trim. And then you can see on the dash the leather. Steering wheel is power adjustable. Let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel. You guys can see the leather trim all around, and then notice the stitching there in the center portion. This does have adaptive cruise control as well as steering assistance. And then notice with the controls just kind of like the finish on them. And then really nice paddle shifters too. Turn signal, light stock, windshield wiper stocking. Again, notice the ends of those also look really nice. And, well, there you go. Now here's the center gauge cluster. You can see there with the speed on the left side, RPMs over there on the right side, and then you can scroll through a couple different bits of information right there. And on top of that, we do have some different drive modes we can go between. So notice we got our Comfort, Sport, Eco, and Custom that you can go between, and I like how it changes the gauge cluster in Sport mode. It's like, looks like a lightsaber actually. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. Now here is our center infotainment system. First off, we pop it into reverse. We have a backup camera with trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel. We have our bird's eye view, and notice here with the full 360-degree view. So it helps out with parking, and if I go into drive, notice that it keeps on the front camera, which is pretty cool. And I can even do this. Don't try this at home, kids, but you can drive while watching yourself drive, but also don't try that at home. Anyways, as for the rest of the screen, response time is fantastic. You guys can see we're on the navigation function, but if I press the home screen button, then I can scroll through this whole side. And like I said, we do have massaging seats, so notice that we can do the massage function right there. Response time's great, and there's a little dial to control the screen if you don't want to use the touchscreen functionality on it, and so perfect. Material use here on the dash is fantastic, and then notice the wood trim down below, and then you can see the vents, how it all connects across. I love the hazard light button there in the center of the wood trim. It's kind of interesting. And then we've got some handheld controls here for the infotainment system, like navigation, shortcut button, all that. Dual zone climate, heated cooled seats, which we're going to pop the cooled seats on right now, so we get a chilling massage is what we'll call it, or a chill massage actually, better yet. And then notice we got our wireless phone charger here in this area, and then you have this little piece of wood trim that covers up that area. Some USBs, and then analog control here for the infotainment system setup, some cup holders, and then notice the wood trim right there, and then shifter for the 8-speed automatic. Drive mode select, that's for the camera button, and then your parking sensors. And there's a button here in the front, press that, that'll open up the center console, as you can see, with a 12 volt inside of it. Notice the stitching all connects in a line. And then glove box, pretty neat so far. And then finishing things up here at the top, you can see we have a panoramic sunroof, which is definitely nice. You've got the controls for the sunroof just right here, and then you can see here with the light controls as well. You just press the little button. It just looks cool with the illumination. But there you go. Here's our winter sticker for the G80. You've got all the standard equipment over here, and I forgot to go over the warranty information with the other Genesises that I reviewed today. Is it Genesises or is it Genesi? What is it? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, 5-year, 60,000 mile warranty for the vehicle itself. 10-year, 100,000 mile on the powertrain, and then you have a 7-year unlimited mile anti-perforation warranty. That is pretty interesting. Full tank of gas too. That's very important when gas is like $5 a gallon right now. But you guys can see here, base price $51,000, and then after all options on this particular one, $61,505. And let's try not to trip on the curb again. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the HUD, both the mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring, then throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let's set off. We're setting off in the G80, and it's been a long time since I've actually driven a G80. They're kind of hard to come by, right? It's a little bit of a rare car, but actually setting off, ooh, get some punch out of that turbocharged 4-cylinder, that is for sure. See how the handling is coming around here. Love the steering, it's light. Wow, this is a big car, but it actually is pretty nimble. That's impressive. I like how the suspension feels on it. I'm gonna pop it into the sport mode. So we have our lightsaber there in the gauge cluster. Also pop it into the manual mode. Look how responsive the transmission is, just boom. And I'm going around this corner again. Stays nice and planted. Suspension's very comfortable as well, so we're going to put it in the automatic mode, hold down the plus paddle, it'll put it back into auto, and then we'll change back to comfort. And while we're in comfort mode, well, I'm going to do the lumbar stretching this time for the massage. But yeah, suspension's really comfortable, seat comfort is amazing as well with the G80. So from a luxury car perspective, it ticks all the boxes. It does everything that you would want a luxury car to do. Continuing along here with our driving in the G80, torquey again. It's such a nice, serene experience. It's super windy outside, noise insulation's great, and I'm just so comfortable. Again, full-on luxury car, and that'll actually get me into summing things up here with the G80. So I think the car is just fantastic from a driving perspective. I think it looks fantastic. The interior definitely feels nice and upscale, and infotainment system's great. There's just so much value to this, and again, at the price point this is at, it is such a bargain compared to other manufacturers. Also, turn signal camera, can't forget about that. But there's one issue with the G80, one slight issue, and that is the fact that Genesis now has the new G70 out. It also has the new GV70, and they have improved those cars so much from an interior perspective and from a tech perspective that, like, this now feels slightly outdated in the lineup. It's not huge. There's a lot of carryover. Like, you know, this still has the self-parking feature, still has a turn signal camera, still has a great infotainment system, all that, but like just how they have like the steering wheel set up and some of the material use and everything, it's just like, it feels a little bit more upscale, feels a little bit more modern in those cars. Like, seriously, get in a G80 and then go jump in a GV70, for example, and you can definitely see the difference. So that is the only thing, is this now feels slightly outdated compared to other vehicles in the lineup, but they are going to be redoing this soon, and the G90 as well. But as it stands, this is still a fantastic car. That's going to sum things up for our video on this 2022 Genesis G80. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Genesis of Linden, Utah for giving me some time with this G80. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you in that next video.